Farmland. I decided to remind them who controls their water. What would you do if you found your neighbors plotting to steal everything you've built your life on? Comment below where you're following this story. The morning was perfect for planting, clear blue skies, a gentle breeze keeping things cool. Hoa Nguyen roared on her tractor before dawn, her heart pounding with the rhythm of the land, just as her ancestors taught her 30 years ago. Her phone buzzed repeatedly, but she ignored it. Nothing was more urgent than sowing seeds. The 2,000-acre farm, a 4-generation legacy since 1892, waited for no one. At lunch, Hoa froze. 10 missed calls from neighbors, 3 voicemails from her cousin Min, and an email from the Greenview Estates Homeowners Association, HOA, titled Violation Notice. They claimed her tractor's noise disturbed their peace, her chicken coop stank, devaluing their 10-month-old neighborhood. They demanded she halt farming within 500 feet of their boundary or face a $200 daily fine. Hoa laughed, tore the letter, and tossed it. They had no power over her land. The next morning, a car door slammed. Han Lu, Greenview HOA president, marched across Hoa's yard in a white suit, clipboard in hand, flanked by 2 men in logoed polos. "Ms. Nguyen, we need to address your violations," Han barked. Hoa crossed her arms, voice firm. "There's nothing to discuss. Your HOA has no jurisdiction." Han's fake smile didn't waver. "The county zoning board says your agricultural exemption expired last year. Your land falls under our community standards, Section 42.3. Hoa was stunned, but her tax bills hadn't changed. "My family's farmed here over a century. No HOA can claim control." Han's tone chilled. "Times change. Our residents pay premiums for guaranteed property values." She handed Hoa a cease and desist notice. As they left, Min called. "Han's been holding secret meetings with developers, altering approved minutes. They're plotting something." That night, Hoa scoured county records. Her exemption was valid for 5 more years. Han had lied to her face. For a week, Hoa worked her fields, ignoring threatening letters. But Sheriff Nam, an old friend, arrived over noise complaints. "They file daily, even started a petition calling your farm a public nuisance," he sighed. Hoa was shocked. "My family's fed this county longer than their paved roads," Nam whispered. Last week, county commissioners met secretly with developers and the HOA. "There's a big project." That afternoon, Hoa caught strangers measuring her eastern fields. Confronting them, one introduced himself. "Tran Long, Far East Development. We bought 1,700 acres from Greenview 3 weeks ago for a mall and villas." Hoa's heart stopped. "I never sold my land." Long showed digital documents with county stamps, listing Greenview Community Trust as owner. "Contact Greenview, it's finalized," he said. At home, Hoa checked her deeds. All intact, but something was wrong. Calling the county recorder, Hoa trembled as the clerk confirmed. 1,700 acres were transferred to Greenview 6 weeks ago. You retain 300 acres around the house. Emailed documents bore Hoa's signature, but she'd never signed. Looking out, she saw Han in a luxury SUV, smirking as their eyes met. Bulldozers would arrive in 4 weeks. Hoa had 1 month to save her family's legacy. Long's words hit like lightning. "This land's sold," Hoa shouted, pointing to maps in her truck. "This is Nguyen land for a century." Long scratched his head. "I follow orders." Hoa raced to the county office, meeting Lon, a family friend. "Hoa, I meant to call," Lon worried. New documents filed last month seemed legitimate. The screen showed 1,700 acres under Greenview. Only 300 left to Hoa. "This is fraud. That's not my signature," Hoa whispered. Meeting lawyer Tuan, he shook his head. "They covered their tracks, claiming your grandfather sold development rights long ago. It'll take time, but it's fraud." Hoa couldn't wait. That evening, she crashed the HOA meeting. Han sat center, glamorous like a TV star. "Private meeting," Han said coldly. "Private like stealing my land?" Hoa retorted, heart racing. Kwok, the treasurer, stammered. "We know nothing." Hoa exposed them. "Why are surveyors on my fields? Why do fake papers say you sold 1,700 acres? Han sneered. "Check your records, that land's in our development zone." Hoa roared. "We have deeds from 1892, you're thieves." Han ordered security to escort Hoa out. In the lot, Min whispered. Han threatens dissenters with heavy fines to silence them. That night, Hoa searched her grandfather's chest, finding a 1935 water rights agreement. Her family controlled the reservoir supplying the region, including Greenview, with agricultural priority. At dawn, she called Tuan. They took my land but forgot I control their water, Tuan warned. Be careful, this'll get messy. Hoa replied. They started it, I'm ending it fairly. Through binoculars, she saw bulldozers tearing her wheat field. Han gloating with suits. Hoa researched water laws, visiting Mr. Tam, a retired water system manager. The main valve's on your land, he confirmed. At night by the property line watching Greenview's lights, Hoa vowed. Not just to reclaim her land but to teach Han a lesson. She called Tuan the local paper and the state water authority. Han, celebrating with champagne, promised developers the farm's demise, unaware their taps would dry up tomorrow. At dawn, bulldozers ripping her land woke Hoa. She rushed out, seeing fertile soil destroyed. Stop! She screamed, but workers ignored her. Han arrived in her SUV, smirking. Progress waits for no one. Greenview villas will be the county's priciest. Hoa trembled. This land feeds thousands. Han flashed villa renderings. Contracts are signed. That evening, Lon called. HOA's bragging online. Hoa saw Han and Kwok toasting, captioned, Farewell outdated farming. Locals raged in comments. Sleepless, Hoa found a 1920 water agreement, confirming agricultural priority. Calling water lawyer Lin, she confirmed, You control the valley's water. At noon, Hoa filed to redirect water. The clerk asked, Sure? This affects hundreds of homes. Hoa nodded. I'm using my rights. 2 days later, Hoa's phone exploded. Greenview's water trickled, then stopped. Han called 17 times, screaming. What did you do? Hoa calmly. I prioritized my 300 acres, per the 1920 agreement. Han begged, but Hoa cut her off. Talk when you return my land. Sheriff Nam arrived, reviewed Hoa's papers and confirmed legality. Reporter Kyo from Channel 5 interviewed Hoa, who showed maps and exposed the fraud. That evening, Min texted. HOA's in panic. Developers threatened to sue. At midnight, Han knocked, desperate. Restore the water. People need it. Hoa retorted. Want water? Return my land. Han promised a meeting with developers tomorrow. The courtroom buzzed, cameras flashing. Greenview's 3-day water outage forced residents into hotels. Han smirked, but Hoa's lawyer might presented evidence. 1950s farm photos, 1892 land grant, and a water map showing Hoa's control. My exposed forged HOA documents and bribe deposits in Han, Kwok, and 3 others' accounts. The room erupted. Han paled. Judge Min halted development on 1,700 acres and ordered a fraud probe. Han and Kwok bickered, blaming each other. Outside, Greenview residents apologized. We didn't know Han lied. The developer offered cooperation, but Han threatened. My husband knows the mayor. You'll regret this. Hoa smiled. Save your energy for court. 6 months later, Hoa stood in her eastern field, sun glinting on crops. Bulldozers gone, 1,700 acres restored. The judge voided fake papers. News spread. Locals sent supportive produce. Kwok confessed on TV. We thought no one cared about an old farm. The developer's new CEO visited. We aired. Let's buy 50 acres legally for a processing plant and farming education center. Hoa agreed. Greenview had no say. Min, new HOA president, approved a farm buffer zone. Han and Kwok faced charges. Han sold her house, divorced. In fall, Hoa broke ground on the plant. Greenview joined, healing rifts via a farmers market and harvest festival. Water rights were fairly settled. HOA laws amended to protect farming. A year later, kids ran through a corn maze, families bonded over cider. Min asked, What if they'd won? Hoa replied, This land grows more than crops. It grows community. Han saw only money, but we built something greater. That night, Hoa's table brimmed with homegrown food. Greenview tried to steal her land but instead helped her prove the farm's worth. A lesson to outlast their fleeting development.